Hey, what's up, guys? It's Dan from UnitedQ. It's Wednesday, which means we have another awesome podcast to get you over hump day. I'm here with my co-host, BBQ Forte.
Hello. You've messed up too bad already.
And we are brought to you by ProQ, BBQ Gourmet and Smokewood Shack, our awesome sponsors. ProQ is dedicated to providing you with quality smoking products with top-notch service and free advice for beginners to pitmasters. You can find them on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram under ProQ Smokers. So if you think about buying your first smoker or looking to upgrade or even looking to pick up some epic accessories, check them out over at Max Barbecue. And BBQ Gourmet is devoted to promoting real barbecue and supplying the UK and Europe with the top championship-winning barbecue rubs, sauces, marinades and accessories from the US and around the world, and you can find them on Twitter and online under BBQ Gourmet. So regardless of how you cook, whether it's on charcoal, wood, gas or electric, the real taste of barbecue can be yours all year round. The Smokewood Shack delivers quality smoking wood every time. They provide the Smokey Goodness and you provide the talent. So if you're looking for smoking wood chunks, dust, chips or planks, then head over to smokewoodshack.com and you can find them on Twitter at Smokewood Shack. And we actually have James from Smokewood Shack here with us today. Hi, James.
Hi, chaps. Are you okay?
Yeah, we're really good, thanks. How about you?
No, I'm good, actually. I'm just taking a break, actually. I've just got all the orders out and just taking the time having a coffee and trying to do a few emails, yeah.
Nice.
So, everything's good.
And we've really interrupted. We actually, I'm going to put it out there, we've rung him up on the actual wrong days, but he's kindly enough gonna entertain us for the next hour and chat to us. So he's been very kind and accepted it. We've interrupted him on like he said, he's trying to have a little break there, and we've just rudely interrupted. But he's gonna accommodate us and give us an hour of awesomeness.
We'll certainly go for it anyway. We'll see what we do. So we might get interrupted with the dog going ballistic, but we'll play it by ear. So let's see how we get on.
Cool. Can we kick off, James? Have you given us a little bit about your background of like what got you into this stuff?
Purely by accident. I've always barbecued ever since I was a little one. You know, the normal burgers, sausages, and chicken and all the rest of it. And then we went to the States and had an absolutely fantastic holiday. And we saw the difference of obviously smoked foods and barbecue, etc. So came back over here and I went to Costco and they had one of these great big offset smokers which I just had to buy, and then I think my passion went from there. But unfortunately it was a case of I struggled to find products, and I think I was just complaining to my wife, and she said, well, instead of complaining, do something about it. So I did. And it was a case of, started the business, and it's grown steadily over the months and over the past couple of years, which we've been, operating now, yeah. So it's been a passion. It's been a lot of hard work, and there's been a lot of learning curves, because like I say to people, and just before you actually contacted me, I'm just sending an email to a chap and, just explaining the differences of the different woods, the flavours, and what makes smoking wood slightly different to firewood that you get, basically, So yeah, it was interesting.
So you've got now a real insight into different types of wood and what goes well with different foods and stuff like that.
I wouldn't say I'm an expert. I don't like the word expert. When somebody says they're an expert, to me, X is something that was an expert to drip under pressure. So I'm certainly not an expert. But, I have a play around and I experiment. And, if I've got a wood which I'm not sure on, I send it off to people and say, look, tell me what you think of this and what the flavour's like and is it any good? And then if it's any good, I'll get more of it and then I'll put it out for general sale. I won't just buy anything that's rubbish or...
Yeah, I've seen grapevine floating around the forums a little bit from you guys. Is that something that's going to be coming out?
Yeah, we've got that on. We've sent some of that off to the doctor who you had on, I think, on episode 10. So, because he mentioned that he used grapevine. So I put that on Twitter, and a couple of people said, yeah, that's such and such a person uses this. So I dropped him a quick Twitter tweet and said, do you want to try it, see what you think? All I want is an honest opinion if it's any good or not. So I've not heard back from him yet, but he should have only just received it, so he's not had time to actually give it the test. So yeah, we'll wait and see what that's like.
Watch this space.
Awesome.
Absolutely. They're in great big, they're probably in about 4 foot length, and obviously we air dry them and then we cut them down into chunks and keep them in good condition, and then send them out in chunks.
So what goes into like storage-wise of all your smoking woods? Do you have to keep them all indoors, or
We are just in talks at the moment of a new shack. The one we've got is too small at the moment.
So there is an actual Smokewood Shack then?
There is, yeah, there is. It doesn't look like anything that is on our little logo. Saying that, we did make one of those at Christmas. One of these little Christmas when you do the with chocolate and logs.
Yeah, like a gingerbread house.
That's the one. We did make one, or we tried to anyway, but it was a bit of fun. So, but no, there is actually a shack. There's actually two shacks at the moment because we've outgrown one where we do all the packing, etc. And we've got quite huge drying sheds where everything is stored under cover, and so it dries out to our specific parameters. And we're quite fussy that we want all our products to be the same moisture content, which I'm not telling you what it is. So you get the Smokey Goodness all the time. So you're not going to get a bag 1 month, and the next 3 months later, it's a totally different moisture content, because we just believe in quality products, and that's what we want to provide.
Everything I've had so far has absolutely been fantastic, and again, like delivery and stuff, I ordered it and I had it I think it was next day. I think I actually arrived at my house next day, and I did you've got the special offer, like the £50, where you sort of build up what you want, which I found awesome. So I got to try out sort of everything, well, not everything, but a majority of like sort of stuff you had on offer, which was quite cool. I tried a bit of this and a bit of that, and it came the next day, and I was smoking with it that night. So I was astonished. It was brilliant, and I've really loved everything that I've tried so far. So it's been awesome.
Oh, brilliant, excellent. We brought that one in because we've always said we're a small family company, and we're pretty flexible at what we do. So if somebody sends me a tweet, what's this like? We'll send it. So we don't have a problem with it, because we want to do the journey with them. If you want to try a vine, we'll send it out. Not a problem. Or what we tend to do, if we get an order in, we'll put a couple of extra pieces in, for you to try another flavour, because we understand, nobody wants to pay too much more for something they might not like. So we're quite happy to do that. And, with a £50 special, like we say, you get 14 kilograms of chunks, and you choose what you want, basically. So, I've got guys who run pop-up restaurants, and they just order 14 kilograms of oak, and then, you get other people who order bits and pieces. So, yeah, I think it works for everybody.
Yeah, a friend of ours, Kelly Bramill's Dreaming of the Good Life, she had a pretty awesome shipment from you recently, we saw, and had a wide array of things that she's been trying out, which all look awesome, and she's been chatting to us saying that everything's been absolutely epic so far as well, so great feedback all around.
Kelly's fantastic. I've spoken to her, I think, once, twice on the phone, and I follow her, a podcast, not a podcast, sorry. So,
a blog, yeah.
And it's absolutely fantastic. Her photographs are just absolutely crazy.
They are, right. They take you right there, don't they? They transport you to what she's talking about. They're awesome.
They are. They're absolutely fantastic. And, some of the recipes she's doing are absolutely incredible. The egg yolks, I would never have thought of that in a million years. It was just incredible. I'm not going to try it because I'm not mad keen on that. But I've done some of the other stuff, and it's just turned out absolutely amazing. She's a great person.
Yeah, she
had the smoked mackerel that she had the pictures of the other day, and I was just like, those pictures incredible. Just... Oh, yeah. Do you know, like, some people just capture things well, and she just really does. She just has got it and captures it well, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. There was a really good little post that was. So yeah, keep it coming, Kelly. We're loving it.
Absolutely. The pictures on our website. I've done a couple, but what I've actually done is I've got people to contribute. Barbecue Stews puts them on there as well, which is fantastic. And if you've done a great picture of something you've cooked on our wood, or maybe not on our wood, send it to me. I'll put it on our website, because I want people to see, hey, there's more than sausages and chicken. You can do all these wonderful things just by smoking it and dropping the temperatures down, and doing all that. So yeah, we have quite a few pictures on our main page just to show what can be done with a bit of Smokey Goodness.
Mm. Yeah, I'm just looking at it now. I saw it when it was flicking through. I thought like BBQ's little shack in the background there.
It's
infamous shack,
isn't it?
I'm
It's
so
absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Just imagine the neighbours when that were going up.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's brilliant. I love it.
So James, with your woods, how much of your wood comes from like the UK? How much you import it and stuff like that?
Yeah, how do you go about sourcing it all?
Oh, we're very, very picky on that. You wouldn't believe how many offers we get for wood a month. It's incredible. We get loads, and I've got a very strict criteria where it comes from, sustainability, and I want to see paperwork. And we refuse most of it, to be honest with you, because it's unethical, and we don't want to go down that route. The wood has got to come down naturally. If someone's just got a cherry tree in the backyard and they think, well, I can earn a bit, a couple of quid off Smokewood Shack with this, I'll drop it, won't touch it, not interested. It's got to be from sustainable sources.
I wish I hadn't cut down that tree now. I'm joking.
Damn, it was you, was it?
Yeah. Stop chopping down in trees.
Yeah. Oh, you'll get me coming after you now. We're quite strict with where it comes from. I go on other websites, and unfortunately, there's a black in timber at the moment as well, because a lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon, and they're dropping the prices down, and it's obvious what they're doing, and I just think it's wrong. And also, you don't know if the actual wood you're buying is the genuine thing as well. If you can't tell a piece of oak from a piece of cherry or a piece of apple, you could be buying anything. You could be buying a piece of sycamore, or you could be buying anything. So what I would say, my advice would be buy from a reputable person, who where they're getting it from. It's been looked after. Because at the end of the day, you've got your meat. It's fantastic meat. It's probably been hand-reared and, organic and all the rest of it. And then you're going to throw a crappy piece of wood on it and spoil it. So, no, do it properly.
Mm. Yeah, definitely.
I see there's a few recipes from the Bullet Brothers and also Barbecue Barons. You work with, I know you sponsor the Bullet Brothers, don't you?
We do. We've just sponsored them this year, and I've been speaking to Chris on quite a few occasions. He's a great guy. Not really spoke to the other chaps, but that'll come later on. Yeah, so we're going down to Grill Stock, which I'm really looking forward to. I went to the Manchester one a couple of years ago. That was a good event, and so I'm really looking forward to it. So it should be good. Yeah.
Will you be there
Barbecue
selling
Barons.
stuff, or are you there just to partake?
No, I'm not. No, I think people are there to enjoy themselves. They don't want to be walking around with, 20 kilogram of chunks on the back. So just imagine that, everyone looking miserable because they've got a big bag of wood in their hand. So no, I'm just going to enjoy myself.
It's like the airport thing. Like there'll be the guys carrying all these chunks of wood under their arms, like walking around. Yeah, we need some trolleys on the go. Yeah, we'll be seeing you there. We're looking forward to Grill Stock. Be nice to put a lot of faces to all the names that we talk about on the podcast and all these people we speak to and stuff like that. It'd be awesome getting together, just have one big party. That's what the Grill Stock guys want it as. It's like one big backyard barbecue party, so a little bit bigger than that, but that'd be
big
cool.
Backyard.
Yeah, big backyard.
No, yeah, I've spoken to Marcus a few times on the phone. It'd be nice to actually meet him. We have some good chats about wood because he's just as passionate as myself, where we want to try and promote British woods, because I think we've got some fantastic ones. And I had a chat with him once who was mentioning silver birch, and he's, have you tried it? I said, no, I've not tried that. So went out, sourced some. It's great, and we've sold quite a bit of it, which is nice. We do sell things like hickory and mesquite, which we can't get in this country, but we've got to import it. Because I think, people expect it, mention barbecue, and hickory seems to be the first thing that springs to mind, which I want to try and change. I want them to have a look at British woods. Beech is a great wood as well, and I think it's totally underestimated, but it's a fantastic wood.
Yeah, it's funny that because it was actually Marcus who put me on to the silver birch, and then I came across it on your website, and that's one of the things I ordered, and I love it as well. That's the first time I tried it, and I had fantastic results from it. So yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it's great. Beach is another one. I did a promotion probably 18 months ago, and I thought, Beach is great. Why is nobody buying it? So I offered it free. I said, right, okay, tell you what, you pay the postage, I'll give you the beech wood for free, and nobody took me up on it. I was absolutely
even though
astounded.
it's free.
Yeah, I'd give it, I couldn't believe it, So
Can you run this promotion again?
No.
Oh.
But, I thought, well, you pay the postage, so I'm not out of pocket, apart from a bit of wood, and just to promote it, and nobody took me up on it. I couldn't believe it, I tweeted about it and put it on the website, and I thought, all right, I'm going to be busy here. But nobody did, but
When it comes to like the wood stuff, when it comes to like chips and dust, do you produce that yourself? Do you just get in a massive log and you turn it into these different things?
We buy it, but we're actually trying to produce it ourselves. We produce the dust. That's a byproduct, and when we're cutting all the chunks up, it gets sucked into a great big, I don't know a big thing that collects it anyway. So we do produce extractor. That's the word I'm looking for. So yeah, we do produce his own dust.
Yeah,
and then that will get sieved in that, and we are trying to make chips, but they're not coming out as good as what we want at the moment. So we're still experimenting with that. So. Yeah, because the moisture contents have got to be a bit different, so we've got to dry it and do a bit more to it, obviously. So yeah, but the dust is fine; it's not a problem.
How do you measure the moisture content in wood?
With a moisture meter. Sorry, Bump, you asked for that one, didn't you? It's a moisture meter, and it's just about the size of your mobile phone with two great big spikes on, and you jab it in your wood, and it gives you a moisture reading. But not all moisture meters are equal. I've got 3, and each one says a different number. So, if you want a decent, for what you're doing, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. But for what I'm doing, you're looking at 200 quid, 250 quid for a decent moisture meter.
Yeah. Okay.
And that gives me an accurate reading of what I need to do to dry it out or to actually rehydrate it, which I don't really have to do because wood's hygroscopic, so it will actually take on water or lose water depending on the environment you keep it in.
So will it change a lot once we've ordered some and left it in the shed for a bit? Is that potentially changing the moisture there?
It can do. If you just leave the bag open, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
With this country's humidity and temperature, it'll be absolutely fine. So
so best to leave it open rather than closed, because I always felt like the other way around. I was like, better keep these bags sealed.
Depends where you leave it. If you put it next to a warm fire, it'll dry out, and it's great for firewood, but not for what we need it for. So if you put it in the shed, or you don't want any rain going onto it, otherwise you're going to start getting mold and spores and nasty things like that. But if you just put it in the shed and leave it open, I used to actually supply big net sacks at one time, but it just took absolutely ages to actually fill them, because it catch on the sides. So, but that was great, and somebody wants them, I just send them. That's fine, send them a couple of sacks and put the chunks in, and they just hang them up in the shed, and gets the airflow around and keeps them nice and dry and in the right conditions.
Awesome. With your sort of array of products, you sort of provide us with the Smokey Goodness for all sorts of stuff. So what are you sort of... Obviously, I know that you're into barbecue and have been into barbecue for years. You mentioned that you're doing a lot of cold smoking and stuff like that.
I do. Actually, I love cold smoking. This afternoon, I'm actually going to do the barbecue barns one where they've done the nuts, the cold smoke the nuts. So I've just bought a load of cashew nuts, which I'm going to, I think there's butter and sugar and whatever it is, and then I'm going to cold smoke them this afternoon. I do a lot of bake. Yeah, it's fantastic. I normally do them while I'm working. I just throw the cold smoker on and then have a snack in the afternoon with something I've cold smoked, nuts or something like that, which is great. I do a lot of bacon. I've probably got about 6 in the fridge at the moment, which is just curing. So cure my own bacon and smoke all that.
Awesome. I did a lot of charcuterie and do a lot of charcuterie, but something I haven't really ventured into a lot of is stuff like the smoked butter and the smoked cured yolks and all that sort of stuff, cheeses and stuff. I've done a lot of the meats, the cold smoke and of bacon and stuff like that, but I would like to really travel down a lot more the route of and experiment a lot more with that side of things, like smoking butter and stuff like that. That's something that really interests me. So
I did some almonds the other day, didn't I?
Yeah, they were
really
epic.
Nice. They're really good.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
Just completely transformed.
Sugar?
Yeah, dark sugar.
Muscovado or something like that.
Muscovado. It's fantastic. I read on somebody's website, I think it's two girls somewhere up north, and they do smoking Joe and oh gosh, I forgot the name now, sorry. And she had a recipe where she'd smoke some sugar. And I did this, and I said to my wife, look at this, fantastic, it's great. And she stuck a finger in it, and she said, disgusting, throw it away. I was like, okay, thanks for that. And put a teaspoonful of that on strawberries, and gosh, I tell you, the flavour is, she loved it. You know,
wow.
Made her eat her own words, you know, and
just not
and
so
the
much,
strawberries,
just not so much in a cup of tea.
But on strawberries, a bit of smoked sugar is absolutely fantastic. You know, it forms into a syrup, coats the strawberries, and the flavour is just absolutely fantastic. So yeah, and it keeps really well in the cupboard as well, in a plastic container. So whenever I have strawberries, a teaspoonful of smoky sugar goes on that, and it just it really revolutionises it. It's nice. It's great.
Definitely going to try that.
I was going to say one of the only things you don't do is the smoking pellets, but I've just seen on the website that they are coming soon. What's happening with that?
Oh dear me! Decided a couple of months ago to manufacture our own pellets because looked into it, wasn't too impressed on some of the pellets that were out there because they said, you know, they're 100% pellets, and some companies, they are what they say they're 100%, but I found others, it was 40%. You know, if you've got a hickory pellet, it was 40% hickory and the rest might be oak, and I just think that's a bit wrong. So we've decided to manufacture our own pellets. We've invested heavily in all the machinery to manufacture pellets, and it's so difficult to make pellets, it's unbelievable. I've not actually managed to make one yet, so it's
work in progress.
Coming soon, but not that soon.
Work in progress, yeah. So
I suppose a perfectionist like yourself, though, you don't want to be putting out something, like you said, you weren't impressed with what's available, so you're looking at developing something that's better. So I suppose that you taking the time is a good thing, though.
It is. We've on a couple of forums that I go on to, obviously the British Barbecue Forum, I've got a couple of guys on there who are interested in testing them for me when I finally get them. And another forum I go on, which is the UK Smokers, which is a website which is really good, which is an offshoot of an American website, which is great. And you know, there's a lot of people on there who actually participate, and they're going to try and check our products as well. So it's quite good. There's a good community out there. But like any product that we bring out, you know, we want to make sure that it's quality before we try selling them. You know, what I might think is good, somebody else it was absolutely, and I'd rather not go down that route.
Yeah, because I currently, for cold smoking, I use like my own version of the Amazing Tube, which is like an American cold smoking device, and I use pellets with that. But I'm actually waiting on my CSG from Pro Q, which is what Kelly uses, and I'll be using some of your dust with that and giving that a try, which will be awesome. Looking forward to giving that a go. But yeah, I currently use pellets, so I'm looking forward to you finally smashing it out and getting down to what you want to, the product that you want to put out there, and giving that a go.
No, brilliant. I'll keep you in the loop, and when I finally get round to making one, or maybe more than one,
just send one pellet, please.
Yeah,
keep you going.
Moisture content. You've got to have the moisture content literally to such a fine parameter, and you know, you put all the dust in at the top, and you got the dust trickling out at the bottom, and then you think, okay, it's a bit dry. I'll just add a bit of water. Next thing you know, all the alarms are going off, and it's going ballistic, and pellets are formed in the dyes, you know, because I've put too much moisture in. you know, so it takes probably 3 or 4 hours to try and chip the die out and get all the...
a very intricate process.
It is, and it takes forever, you know, so...
I'm sure it'll be worth it in the end, though. We're looking forward to it. So I'm sure the rest of the UK barbecue world is as well. It'd be great to have our own UK British wood pellet of a good quality. Yeah,
it'd be nice, you know, do beech and apple, cherry, and, you know, all the UK woods. That'd be great. Yeah, it'd be nice.
Do you think the reason that people are blending other woods is that make it easier to make the pellets, you think?
I think it's flavour. I think sometimes, you know, oak can be a bit overpowering. So they want it blending with... I know another company that I spoke to in the States who are going to be importing very soon. They do hickory, or they do their own flavour of pellets, which is a mixture of cherry, apple, a bit of maple or whatever. And I think they call it the perfect mix. You know, and they say it's their perfect mix because it's got a bit of everything. You don't need to have anything else with it. But I'm along the angle of, well, you know, I think the customer should choose, because like me, when I cold smoke, I use different mixtures for different things, you know, and I want to be in control of... Yeah,
it's a flavour, it's a seasoning, like anything. I mean, like, you don't just chuck paprika on something that you don't want paprika on. So
absolutely,
having the choice of what you're using is vital, I think. I mean, I can imagine wanting an unknown mixed blend or something for a generic smoky flavour, because it's like smoky flavour, you were wanting a specific flavour.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it, and you know, put it out there on a forum, and got great, you know, what I thought I was right. People wanted the choice, you know, and they wanted to be able to say, right, okay, I can buy a bag of this and a bag of that, and if I want to mix it, I can, you know. I don't want to be controlled by what is in the actual one pellet, so to speak. So, yeah, I've just got to make them then and get them out there. So that's work in progress, let's say that. Along with the Bradley biscuits as well, we're trying to make them. We've been asked to try and make them by a wholesaler. A lot of our products we do wholesale through the retailers as well. So one lady came to us and said, can you make these, because they're ever so expensive? So we had a look at them and thought, yeah, that'll be a breeze, we'll do that. So we made the moulds to put the biscuits in, and we looked at what was in it, and we can't do it.
Okay.
And it was a case of, right, you know, so over Christmas I had a couple of days off, thought, right, we're going to make these biscuits, it's going to be a breeze. So we put everything in, and all the binders and everything, and no, forget it. Back to the drawing board on that one. So it's easier said than done. I don't know what the legalities are. I'll have to speak to my brother-in-law, who's my barrister, so to make sure I don't get sued. Yeah.
I'm sure there are like other biscuit things out there, like made by other people. So it has been achieved by other people. I've seen like unofficial ones before.
Yeah. How good they are, though, you never know. I've just seen you do a skewer, a wooden skewer.
Yeah, that's the cedar skewer. We import all our planks from the States. I tried sourcing them in the UK and couldn't get them done anywhere. People who were actually selling the Western red cedar, you know, said, yeah, can you make me these planks? Yeah, how many do you want? 10,000. You want me to stand there and make 10,000 of these planks? Yes, please. You're having a laugh, mate, aren't you? So, no, couldn't get them done, so we ended up importing them from the States, and they're fantastic. It's a totally different way of cooking.
Oh, I do a lot of kebab stuff, like from my Iranian background. I do loads of kebab stuff, so I'm really interested trying those out, so that's cool.
Oh, I'll send you some skewers, because the skewers are just Western red cedar, flat with a little pointy bit on. So, yeah, I'll send you some of them. Have a play. They're quite good. Yeah, I soak mine in beer beforehand, or cider, you know, keep them from bursting into flames, etc., and you get a bit of a tang afterwards. So it's quite nice, yeah.
With the planks that you guys do, like I've tried out a few different planks, and I've always got quite varying size-wise. I've had some that are like quite thick cuts of wood, and some that have almost been too thin that they like don't really do anything. Like, have you got like an optimum thickness that you think is the best size to make a grilling plank?
Yeah, size-wise depends what you're doing. We do 4 different sizes. We do an individual portion size, which is a 4-inch by 7-inch, and we sell loads of those to different restaurants because it's perfect, you know, just for serving up for the individual customer. and then we do the 5x8 inch, and then I think it's the 6x12 inch, which is the largest we do. We can get larger ones, but we didn't import them because we just thought that was the best size. Thickness wise, it's about 10 millimeters thick, where they're not thin enough they're just going to burst into flames, but they're too thick, that you're paying money for something that you're not going to use. So yeah, the first time I tried planking was about 18 months ago, and was having a barbecue, and my father-in-law brought this trout round because he's a bit of a fisherman. So I thought, right, okay, what can we do with this? I know, let's put it on a plank. Seen it advertised, don't know how to do it. So literally just split a piece of oak into about a 1-inch thick block, threw this trout on it, seasoned it, and threw it in there. And the flavour was fantastic. And, literally it was, right, okay, got to do more of this. This is great. So that's how we started. It was one of those, mad professor moments, like, okay, let's try it. Threw it on. Yeah, it was great. The flavours were great.
Yeah, I think one of the guys from the UK Barbecue Mag recently, was it in the most recent issue or the last issue?
Yeah.
They did a big old plank sort of a special and sort of gave a few recipes out and tips and stuff like that. That was really cool. So if you want to learn some stuff, you can get on there and read that and order your planks from Smokewood Shack and give it a go yourself.
It is, yeah. There's some great recipes. Angela, who's on the Twitter, she's just bought a lot of planks from us, and I recommended a cookbook that I've got. And there's some crazy recipes for antelope, and I think there's a yak on there or something. But it can be substituted with Venice or goat or whatever. But there's, you can even do desserts on planks, and rice dishes, which is fantastic. You're not just limited to fish and chicken.
Which cookbook is that?
Oh gosh, you've put me on the spot now, haven't you?
That's all right. It's all right. We can maybe come back to that. It's all right. No worries.
I'll come back to you on that one. It's a husband and wife team.
Okay, cool.
Can't remember the name.
That's all right. No worries.
Speak to Angela. She just bought it.
Cool. With the planks, I think there's a bit of a debate really with them about whether you can reuse them or not. Like sometimes people do, sometimes people are like, well, you don't really want to reuse them. What do you think?
The taste, if you cook salmon with them, it's how you clean them. You can't use detergents ideally, otherwise the detergent can go into the wood. And then if you've done salmon one day, maybe you could do salmon the next, but I certainly wouldn't like to try putting lamb or other delicate flavours back onto that, because you'll get the flavours coming back through.
So if you're going to be cooking salmon and then salmon again, then you're not a problem. Not a problem.
It's okay. No, it shouldn't be a problem. It also depends if you're cooking direct or indirect. If you're cooking directly over the coals, you'll tend to have more charring on the plank itself, and it'll be more damaged. So you might not get a second or a third cook out of it. But if you're cooking it indirectly, there shouldn't be a problem. There's not much damage done to the plank. Just rehydrate it well. I use apple juice to soak my planks in. It's fantastic. Yeah, you get a slight apple tang on it, so it's nice. Yeah, it's good. Nice different flavour, and it's great to drink afterwards. The flavour of apple and sea, absolutely amazing.
Sounds good. Give it a try myself. Your website's really good. I really enjoy your website, smokewoodshack.com. There's loads of really good information, especially people or even for people like us who have been smoking for a while now, and people who. Sorry, got another call coming through. I'm just going to cancel that 1 second.
Weird.
Hello. Phone back later.
But yeah, there's loads of good information on there, and there's for people starting out or people like us, like I was saying. So you've got the size matters page, which just goes through basically explaining what all the different sort of what all your different products are for and what you're meant to be using for. You've got all your barbecue smoking woods and flavours page, which has all the different sort of flavours and what's best to use them with, and what they and what they go well with and stuff like that, which is really cool. And then you've got the store, and you've got recipes from everyone. And the recipes is actually, I hadn't been on the recipes until today, so today is the first time and I'm just flicking through them though. You got some really awesome recipes from a really good sort of range of people on there, which is awesome.
Yeah. It is. People who've contributed are what I call, you know, the well experienced in the barbecue world. You've got the barbecue barons on there. You've got Chris A from the Bullet Brothers, also.
Yeah, just like James Ash, barbecue barons, like you're saying, Chris Arnold. We've got like Smokeyard Kitchen. There's a lot of like awesome names. Fire and Smoke Revolution. So there's loads of like barbecue stew, and they're just like the ones I've just pulled up from the page there. That's awesome. That's really cool.
There's some really good recipes on there, and I think what we tried to do was say, okay, you know, smoking is still in its infancy in the UK, and it's kind of saying, okay, come onto our webpage. This is what you can do. You know, these are the fantastic things that you can make. But then if you go to the recipe page, it also shows you how to do it. And I think that was one of the things I was a bit disappointed on the barbecue show. You know, Barbecue Quest, I think it was called.
Barbecue Champ.
Barbecue Champ, that was the one. Lovely program. Contestants were absolutely awesome. And they served up things that I could only dream about. But I wanted to see more of how they did it, you know. So I think production-wise, you know, that could have been a bit better. But some of the things they did was just absolutely amazing, you know, fantastic. Absolutely great.
Yeah, it definitely made me hungry.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, watching that and thinking, gosh, how did you did that? Yeah. Wow, you know.
That's one of the things that resounds about you and the Smokewood Shack, though, is that you guys, your motto is that you'll provide the Smokey Goodness and that the other guys provide the talent. That's one of the mottos, and I think that's great that you tend to, you're very modest, but you actually are an experienced cook and have barbecued a lot, but actually you want other people to experiment. You're actually hoping to catalyse the experimentation, and there's so much more to learn, and that's what you're about, and that just hoping that people can sort of feedback, and like having all those different recipes and stuff like that on your website is awesome.
It is. We kind of, when we started going, in the beginning, it was a case of, well, what shall we call ourselves? Smoke. Yeah, well, that's obvious. Wood. Yeah, okay. Smokewood Garage. Well, we're not really in a garage, you know. And my son said, Shack. What about Shack, Dad? Yeah, Smokewood Shack. Okay, that's got a ring to it. Okay, let's go for that then. So we did. You know, and then it was the strap lines, and it just came by accident. You know, we're providing Smokey Goodness, but once we've sold you the wood, it's down to you, you know. So you provide the talent, and you do, you know, which is, you know, obvious on Twitter and on our recipes that we have on our pages, and, you know, we provide the goods, you provide the talent.
Yeah, but that just goes with the fact that barbecue is young still. I mean, yeah, people have been barbecuing for thousands of years, but actually there's so much more that we can do in experimentation. It's just, and wood's like another flavor, and like how we can use it. There's so many different ways, like just from like the different products that you provide, there's so many different ways of using it in our cooks and stuff. So it's like we've only just scratched the surface, and actually you are putting it out there and saying that you guys are the talent, and let's see what you can do with it. So it's like almost like a challenge. You order the great wood, you get the great product, what can you do with it? Let's have a look.
It is. Just before you rang, I was actually replying to an email. There's a guy over in Southern Ireland wanted to start up a smoking business, and he said, you know, can you supply me? Yeah, of course we can. This is what it's going to cost. And then, you know, email comes back, but I can get it cheaper. You know, I can get it a lot cheaper. But what are you buying? You know, like I've just reiterated previously, you know, we're providing the flavour profiles. You know, we're providing the wood, you know. Stick to a company, not just Smokewood Shack, but there's other companies out there who are providing excellent products, you know. Go with somebody reputable, because at the end of the day, you know, like myself, we provide to restaurants, and, you know, they've got to put their dishes out day in, day out, and they've got to have the same flavours, because that's what customers want, you know. And if you're supplying products that are a bit hit and miss, it's not going to work, you know. You're not going to stay in business.
No, and now people are more and more interested in the story about where their food comes from, and where their plate of food has, how it's been made, and what's gone into it, and just as much as you want to use a reputable butcher or a farmer or whatever, you want to be using exactly the same. That's
you
in my eyes.
Get what you pay for, don't you? You're going to pay for some quality product, then you're going to get it, aren't you? And that's what I think the people that are involved heavily appreciate, that you going to pay a bit more to get a better product. That's
fine, use battery hens, but if you want a nice corn-fed free-range hen, you're going to taste the flavour difference. Even in an egg, you know the difference between a free-range egg and a one of these battery hen eggs that you get. The difference is phenomenal, and it's the same with everything. Like, it's exactly the same.
It is, absolutely, you know, and it's a product at the end of the day. It's no different, you know, if it's been looked after. I know it's a lump of wood, you know, but I could send you 2 bits of wood and you'll get 2 different totally flavours, you know, just by the moisture content and how it's, you know, the moisture content of it.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
yeah.
So, in your position, could you name your favourite wood?
Definitely apple and oak. I love it. I love apple and oak. I cold smoke with it, I hot smoke with it. If I'm doing my ribs, I use mainly oak, to be honest with you, on that. So, yeah, I love oak, I really do. Full of probably apple and then beech, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Hickory, I only use for my bacon. Not a big fan of hickory. I love cutting it because the smell is just fantastic. You know, when you cut in hickory in the shack, the smell is just of bacon. It's great.
Yeah.
I love beech as well. It's one of those, for me, it was a funny one though, because when I first sort of got into the sort of smoking side of things, and I ended up with a load of beechwood from whatever my order was or whatever it was. I can't really remember how, but I ended up with a load of beechwood, and that's what I used predominantly for like my first few months of smoking. And I guess from just that and trying it, I love beech myself as well. That's a wood that I use a lot.
It is, yeah. It's we've got loads of it. Got absolutely tons of the stuff, and yeah, it's seasoning nicely. So we've got plenty. Yeah, plenty of everything. Actually, we're not going to run out soon. Put it that way.
Yeah, and Matt from Oxford Charcoal also recommended beech as a good wood for making charcoal as well. So it's a good all-rounder, really.
Absolutely, yeah. I've never used flavoured charcoal. I must admit, I'm a lumpwood man myself. I'm not really into my briquettes. I've tried the Aussie beads, but they were okay. But I prefer my lumpwood.
We're with you, 100%.
Yeah. I just like the way it burns and the way I control it and everything, which is nice. It's good, yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
So what's next on the horizon for Smokewood Shack? It's just the
What's
pellets.
Next on the horizon?
Yeah,
it's the pellets. I've got to try and master the pellets. I mean, I thought by the end of probably September last year, things would go a bit quiet and I'd have more time to, you know, do other things and experiment and bring other products out and things.
Not a chance so far, though.
But it's not happened. It's cold smoking has definitely, you know, taken hold in the UK. So we've just been busy providing and, you know, creating dust, so to speak, for cold smoking. Before we know it, we're nearly, you know, it's April now, and it's going to be back to hot smoking and barbecuing and all the rest of it. So, yeah, I think the way barbecue, I think it's definitely here to stay. I don't think so many companies that have invested so much time and effort and money in all these wonderful restaurants that are popping up and down the country. So yeah, it's a great revolution, is barbecue, definitely. I think I actually mentioned it. It was probably the biggest invention since the microwave, you know, the biggest revolution since the microwave oven to actually take on in the UK. It's just incredible.
Yeah, I think it's been invented quite a while ago.
Yeah, it is. You know, we've, you know, going back, you know, millennia. It is, you know. It's like with the dirty steaks, isn't it? You know, absolutely love them. It's the only way that I'll actually eat steak now is if it's a dirty steak. Thanks, Marcus, for that one. You're a genius. And it's great, yeah, you know. I do that. I probably cook them at least once a week. It's absolutely fantastic. So, got some great steaks, some great big 10-ounce steaks, and they go on there all dirty. And yeah, can't beat it. It's the only way to cook it.
Awesome. And you're going to be, you mentioned you're going to be at Grill Stock. Are you going to be at any other events this year? Are you hitting the circuit, or you just hitting Grill Stock?
No, actually, the UK Smokers, which is a branch of, I'm trying to find it now because you've put me on the spot and I've got a terrible memory, is, let me find it. Gosh, this is killing me now. UK Smokers, we've got a weekend in July, and it's quite a small event. It's run by myself, Wade and Steve, and Danny pops up, and it's part of the Smoking Meat Forums. .com. We've got our own kind of group on there called the UK Smokers. And it's quite a small group, but it's a nice little group where, you exchange ideas, tips, and all the rest of it. I think we're on the third weekend, the third year running now, so that's nice. We all get together, have a few drinky poos, make food, and then open the campsite up to all the guests who all, come in by the hordes and eat barbecue. And it's a really good weekend. Yeah, you meet people again,
Awesome.
like you've online. So yeah, I think that's the 27th of July, if I'm right.
Oh, I'm going to have to keep an eye on that, check that out.
Yeah, have a look at that one. Yeah, it's a good event.
Cool.
But
Sounds good.
apart from that, I think it's just grill stock for me. It's taking the time off, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We're only a small family firm, and if we all disappear down there, the orders don't get done, and we've got to supply the Smokey Goodness.
Yeah, the demand is there, so you need to be hitting that, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
Lovely stuff.
Right, well, that's us. We're around the hour mark, so I'm going to call that a day there. That was brilliant. That was really good, so thank you very much.
Thanks for putting me on the spot. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming back and
don't
smashing
worry.
it like you have. Ideal.
No, it's been great. It's been a pleasure chatting to you, chaps.
Can we just roll off where people can find you? If you would like to just let people know where they can find you, where they can order from and stuff like that?
Yeah, Smokewood Shack. We can be found at smokewoodshack.com, or you can find us on Smokewood Shack on Twitter and also on Facebook. If you've got any questions, send me an email, or generally just get in touch, and we can supply you with the Smokey Goodness.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thanks
Take
for coming
care,
on, and we'll chat soon. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Cheers.
See you now.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We've recorded yet another awesome podcast to get you over Hump Day. As always, we're brought to you by ProQ BBQ Gourmet and the Smokewood Shack, our awesome sponsors. ProQ is dedicated to providing you with quality smoking products with top-notch service and free advice for beginners to pitmasters. You can find them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram under ProQ Smokers. And BBQ Gourmet is devoted to promoting real barbecue and supplying the UK and Europe with top championship-winning barbecue rubs, sauces, marinades, and accessories from the US and around the world. And Smokewood Shack delivers quality smoking wood every time. They provide the smoky goodness and you provide the talent. So if you're looking for smoking wood chunks, dust, chips, planks, and a whole host of other goods, go to smokewoodshack.com and you can find them on Twitter at Smokewood Shack. Goodbye from me, and
Goodbye from me.
see you next time, guys.
Cheers.